Riot podcast time, everybody.
Yesterday there was no podcast, but Obi's feeling better and he's back, so you get a podcast today.
Here we are.
Yay!
Come on. Woo-woo!
So in the podcast, we introduce you to a new artist called Holvey, and he's a part of Reach Records, so you can listen to it in the podcast, but then, like we always suggest, take a moment and hop over to RadioU Riot on our Facebook page, and you can actually watch the interview too.
Also in this podcast, you're going to find out about a significant change.
There's something different
that took place that some of you are celebrating and some of you are mourning over.
Wait till you actually get it next week. Other people will be just crying.
Changes are being made.
Change are coming.
So just brace yourself. That's all I'm going to say. Also, we did a low-key taste test in the podcast today, and my mouth still has the aftertaste.
We tried the new Coca Cola energy drinks, and we did the Coke Zero regular one, and then the Coke Zero, which I know is not how you say that, and then the Coke Zero cherry version of it too.
Yeah, it's a lot of adjectives. Hard to keep it all straight. But
and don't you feel like Coke's already had those things out, or at least they've had the cherry, they've had the can size?
Well,
I can't keep track of these things.
That can size, but not color, was a Diet Coke cherry. Did you see that?
Yeah. Well, remember we tried the whole line of them?
Yeah, there was like a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, and honestly, the taste is no different. But try it after you hear us with our Riot food fight.
See what you think about it. All right. Well, you guys have a fantastic weekend.
Thank you so much for listening. You can always text this weekend if you find a story you want us to talk about on Monday. You just text 877 to Radio U and send us to us. Put a podcast listener and put your name on it too.
All right. It is the Riot.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So yesterday, while I was whatever, I bought an iPhone.
You did? Did you find one that worked for you?
You know what? A lot of people recommended I go to swappa.com, and that's SWAPPA, because pronouncing it, I feel like it's hard to get that.
Because if you miss a letter, we don't know where you're going.
I don't know. So I went and looked at it, and that's basically Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, just a marketplace location for people selling their used electronics. So phones, laptops, tablets, and
electronics
watches.
Only?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so it looks like they might sell video games too. I don't know. I didn't look at that. But I bought someone's used iPhone 10.
Hey, that's a good number.
Yeah, and so I did. I wouldn't say I did a ton of research, but I looked at it, and it was just one of those things where looking at it, I was like, "This one
feels good.
This feels like the right one right here." And it was cheaper than what I was going to pay for the 8 that was refurbished.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah.
So when do you get it, or do you have it already?
No, it'll be middle of next week, maybe.
Oh, you buy it from them?
Yes.
So it's not like a local swapping thing?
They have local available, but this one, he's in northern New York State.
See, we hate eBay, and we haven't used eBay in a long time, but you could always make more money off an electronic item on a specialty site or through eBay compared to Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace, where you're going to get less money, but it's more convenient because it's local.
Right.
But they can get you on a few.
And so it'll be a while, but that's fine.
Yay!
I got time. But I kind of surprised myself. I was just sitting there you haven't felt very good, and you may not be, maybe you're not making a good decision right now. Maybe you should wait until you feel better.
No, you were going to make that decision, though, before when you weren't really sick, so I think you were just ready for it.
Yeah, well, so I just sat there, and for a long time, I was like, man, I don't know. Maybe you should, let's just wait a day. Wait till you feel better. Let's go get a glass of water. And I finally was just
medicine.
You know what? Screw it. Yeah. I'm in.
So when it comes in, can you start using it, or do you have to wait till you switch carriers?
No, I think I can actually register it with my new carrier. I think I figured that out, too. I'm telling you, figuring out where you're going to get your cell phone service, I didn't put that much thought into where I went to college. It's just it's so much ridiculous.
Well, this one's a commitment. The others, maybe not.
Yeah, I don't know. But you know what? I did it. So I even surprised myself. I woke up this morning. I was like, man, you bought an iPhone. Yeah. Okay. That's kind of cool.
Hey, you mean you got a Valentine's gift coming next week?
You know I do.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing says I love myself like buying myself a
and
Valentine's Day gift.
Well, yay, congratulations.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on Radio U.
Twitter. I still love it. And a lot of people are like, Twitter's dead, man.
It depends on what you like. I mean, Twitter tends to pick up around political times. I don't know, other times.
Well,
it's just different than it used to be.
Here's what I have for you. Twitter is very much on the uptick. Mm-hmm. Like after it being down for a while.
Oh, yeah. It had really started to lose some followers.
Big time.
Or users, I guess would be the term.
Yeah. And so they are back up, way up, active users. They say that, and on the stock market, like the value has gone way up. This quarter, they have now made over $1 billion. That's the first time in a quarter that they've managed to cross the $1 billion mark. Mm-hmm. And I know it can be hard. You're in those
for your little company.
Those $990 million. Like getting that extra $10 million can be tough.
If you don't do it, then you're losing out.
But they did it. And by the way, they say that their shares jumped 18%.
So what do they attribute to that? Is it because people are more unhappy with Facebook? Have they just, I don't know, developed a love for going back to it or what?
I don't know.
I would love to see their new numbers of like users.
I don't really know. You know what? The thing with me is that, man, this sounds so ridiculous, but as Twitter is getting more popular, I'm liking it less. Can't
you just follow the trend?
Well, but you know what? I'll tell you why. Because what you said, like it is almost exclusively political, or at least that's the way it feels. Like Twitter to me, when it's at its best, is your nonsense. Like post your nonsense.
But that's not what it's about now anymore.
No, is there anywhere that's about that?
Well, TikTok, yes, but that's fun nonsense.
I don't even look at TikTok anymore. I look at subreddits that post TikToks.
Yeah, basically.
I need someone to cut through that and tell me what the good stuff is.
So for Twitter, though, it is funny. I don't know if anybody else feels this way, but I go there for news just to see like what's trending faster than what other news sites will actually give you.
Oh, there's definitely something to that.
So people are like, why? You know, they probably are disappointed that a lot of people get their news from Twitter because who knows what's real or not. But you can at least get a good snapshot of what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, you know what? That's whatever you feel about it.
Just know that it's doing better. Jared texts, he said, maybe it's because Obi doesn't like it that Twitter is doing better. Well, if he loved it, we all knew what would be going on.
Here's the thing. I'm so tired of politics, and I'm also tired of no one has even a slightly reasonable reaction to anything. Like it's never, even people that I admire greatly. I saw a tweet from somebody the other day, and they were tweeting about something, and they made a racial diatribe out of it, and I was just like, what are you even talking about?
You got to make something out of anything.
Right. It was just like, I don't even know. Like, this has nothing to do with that. Like, what are you talking about? It's like, well, you know what? It's time to take a break.
Which means everybody's going right back on in.
It's all hot button issues and angry people. And the stuff I like is like, man, I had a taco for the first time in like a year.
Reddit's safe for that. Reddit will never change. Just stick with that.
I know it's dumb. I only care about things that don't matter.
Well, we have to spend many hours going over all the things that people say should matter.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a break with something.
In my downtime, I just want nonsense. I don't want something that I'm like, I should thoughtfully evaluate this.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So here, okay. I'm tired of hearing Kung Flu jokes, okay?
Isn't it terrible? It's not what we should be doing, guys.
Oh, I don't have any moral high ground on this.
Oh, you're just tired of hearing it as the one.
I'm just tired of so many people that, it's low-hanging fruit. And the people that share it, they seem to think they've really got a zinger. And it's just like, Oh, come on.
No.
Come on. Really? That being said, there is a group of people, the International Committee on Taxonomy of Viruses.
So you said that's that's naming of a virus.
Their job is to name a virus. Now, is that part-time? Like, how often do you have to be at that?
It's probably a committee.
Yeah. So the deal is that currently what we call the coronavirus, it is officially 2019 NCOV, but it's a temporary moniker. So
Corona is not the full ending name of it?
It is not. And so they used to be called, these are the people that brought us SARS and MERS. So they are going to be coming up with
the name for it?
The name for it in the next couple of days. They say that they have a serious concern that it will be racially charged.
So
they said that it will be not be named about in or after anything in China.
Good.
No locations and no animals will it be named after. So to me, it just seems like you name it like the Wuhan something.
No,
and
but
I'm like, jokes aside, where do you think the norovirus came from?
But I'm sure that China does not want it named that, because then that is always, even though it always will be associated with it,
right.
The name is always associated with this city, and then that city can't come back from it.
Right. So instead you call it whatever.
Something else. So
we don't even know.
They should have named it, I feel like, a few weeks ago before everybody started with the corona stuff.
Well, I think that this has been one of those things where the media is moving faster than the establishment.
Gotcha.
So
we'll let them, or
they haven't had a chance to catch up on that. And so I don't know, they're going to be sitting around. Think about that. It's their job. Like, hey, Bill, what are you doing today? Well, I got to go over and name this coronavirus. We got to get it a proper name, That's
what the committee does.
And that is what they do, which I get it. Things have to be named.
So it'll be like its medical term then? It's full?
It'll be its
official name?
Title. Right. So we'll let you know when we find out what it is. But that is happening in the middle of all of this. They are meeting to name it.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, Radio U.
Nikki and I talk a lot about, the future. And the future, they say, is multiple income streams in the gig economy. I read that on the internet one time.
So it must be true.
So I'll tell you what, I think that we are going about this the wrong way. Nikki, you and I are always thinking in terms of you do the work, you get paid.
Yeah.
That's not the future.
So what's the future?
The future is you date a manager and have them put you on payroll.
Oh, so you get paid, but you're not doing the work.
Boom!
Is this what we're supposed to be doing?
That's the future, Nikki.
Is that really?
That's the future.
Everybody's been doing it wrong by going to work, working hard or going to classes and stuff to get that job then.
That's right. That's the man trying to keep you enslaved.
You're doing it wrong.
That's the patriarchy pushing you down. The answer is to date someone that you can manipulate into paying you
without doing it.
Yes.
So the key is to get on payroll somewhere.
That's right.
So you need to pick a big company, I assume, so that way they don't notice you.
It looks like this. Long John Silver's, Nikki.
Well, that seems...
Ahoy hoy.
Ahoy hoy.
There's a woman there.
A pirate?
Kinda. Michelle's 48. Michelle manages 10 Long John Silvers.
Well, that's a good amount.
That's a big job.
It's a lot of fish planks and hush puppies.
She's
those little crispy things.
She's not a captain. She's a commodore.
That's
right. An
right.
admiral, maybe.
Yes, she is.
She's got a whole fleet behind her.
But she's been used.
She was also dating someone that was in prison.
Well, that's not going to say anything, but... maybe that's a flag on the play. You wait until they figure out what's going on.
Well, the thing is, I start to feel like maybe they started dating after she was in prison. No. Well, yeah, no, he was in prison. I don't know what's going on, but he's in prison.
It's a complicated relationship.
It is. So she put his name on payroll.
Uh-huh.
And he was getting paid. And then she would just grab his check for him.
Not a direct deposit.
I know, right?
Well, if he's in jail, I'm not sure.
So he, by the way, it was out on parole as she got arrested And she's like, I don't know where he is. And then he was on parole near Philadelphia, and now he has to go back and face charges of
It's like
something.
live PD in front of me.
It's happening.
Someone go get her.
It's happening.
And so close to Valentine's Day. It's a shame.
Yeah. Here's a quote from the police. She was in a position to hire and fire employees for Long John Silver's. She was in charge of 10 stores. She met this guy in state prison and decided she was going to put him on as an employee.
Weird.
So apparently, he was when she met him.
I gotcha. All right. Well, I think we're getting a lot of life lessons from this story.
Yeah.
Is it to go to Long John Silver's? I don't think it is. But is there anything else we can learn from it?
I
Make sure you're doing work and don't just get put on payroll.
I got to think about it.
It's like, say, we read sometimes the articles where the bank made a mistake and you had all this money put in your account. And then you have to decide, are you going to go spend it? Or are you going to be honest? Because they're going to eventually catch you.
It never works out.
They're going to find out that you've not been working.
Yeah.
So it's going to eventually be figured out, and then you'll be in even more trouble.
No, the thing that you do at that point is not like, you get these paychecks, you haven't been working, and be like, oh, I thought I had signed on for a consultancy.
Oh, good call.
Like they had me on retainer as a consultant. So I don't understand why there's a problem, officer.
What you need to actually do is get on the direct deposit, but get out of the country and just be getting the money from some other place where they can't pull you back in.
Canada.
You got to leave. That's the problem. People stay and you got to leave. Okay, now we've learned stuff.
Now, we finally made it.
Now we have.
I knew there was a moral to this story.
We got it.
One day, a heroic time traveler will go back in time to make sure none of this ever happens. Until then, it's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Selena Gomez is at it again, Nikki. You're like, what, making music I don't listen to? No. She is currently, and these rankings do vary from time to time, but she's currently the 4th most followed person on Instagram.
Okay.
In an interview yesterday, she was asked, is it true that you would like to blow up Instagram? And she said,
not use it anymore?
Yeah, she said, absolutely. She said if she could push a button and make Instagram disappear from the world, she would.
Because of the negative stuff that comes with social media?
Yes. She says her latest album, which is called Rare, she says that it is called that because one of the things that Instagram does is that it's pushing people to all be the same.
Sure.
And so she doesn't.
See what she's saying.
Yeah, I get that.
Well, I think I know in some areas they've already done it. In some areas they were supposed to be testing it. But if Instagram really did just take away the comment section or the likability of it, if you just posted pictures, maybe that would be okay.
Yeah, it's a weird, like for me when I'm thinking about social media, it's this kind of bizarre catch-22. And by the way, I don't even really know what that means, but
Just something you say.
Yeah, I was thinking about it yesterday. I was with, I had to go visit a family member in the hospital, and I was going to take a photo of something because I was like, man, that's cool. And then I just stood there and I was like, what would it be like to live in a world where I couldn't do that? Like I couldn't just share it with
right
everybody.
Away.
Like immediately I must tell the world about this card I found in the hospital. Like, what?
But I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to share it.
I don't think it's wrong. No, it's not wrong.
And none of us really, all of us listening don't have the same amount of followers as a lot of, the famous people where you see a lot of the truly horrific things that people can say online. But it just creates a culture of it.
It's odd. It is a truly odd thing. We are at a truly unique part of human history. I mean, there are a lot of things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis that are just the same. Like people are like, politics are getting worse. It's always been stupid. You
just never found out.
This is getting worse. No, people have always been that dumb. Like humans have always been dumb, but our ability to broadcast our stupidity is at unparalleled heights in history. It's bizarre to think that I, standing at the elevator at a hospital, could snap a photo and thousands of people would look at it. And it's like, and why? Wait, I don't know. It's bizarre. When you really think about it, historically, where we are, we live in such a weird time.
That's
it is
true.
such a weird time. So, Nikki, I'm giving you the option.
Uh-huh.
I'm giving you the Gomez test.
Oh, okay.
All right. I present to you this button. and if you press this button, Instagram goes away forever.
No.
You don't push the button?
No. You just, you take that little cover that I'm sure would be on top of the button, and you just put the cover back on it, and then turn the key so it's locked back up. I don't think so.
I'm pushing the button.
Yeah, you would?
Yeah, just to make everybody mad.
No, see, that's the wrong reason for doing it.
No,
Why?
I got it. Okay.
I like Instagram. I don't want it to go away.
You and I need to get it ready. We're going to call it RiotGram. And as soon as I hit this button, we'll announce that RiotGram is available.
No, because
you guys come on over.
What you don't like about one social media thing, well, just follow along. It's a person problem. It's not the platform problem.
No, I know. But see, we might as well get rich off of it.
In the beginning.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's...
Oh, I guess.
Who cares about human pain and suffering when you and I could, make a lot of money off of it?
Well, we want to start something that we think people might enjoy.
I actually do have, what the heck? In a few minutes, I've got this article from a psychologist. She tells us that if you are feeling the social media, Instagram, pressures...
Wellness.
She's telling us what we could do to feel better.
Where do you go when you need someone to listen to your problems and give you a big hug? Not here. Obviously, this is The Riot on Radio U.
So my list that from the psychologist, right? We were talking about if you could nuke Instagram, would you do it?
Or I guess you could put
any social media
right
in that
there.
space. Yeah. So she has a list here of ways that you can stop comparing yourself. Her name is Dr. Emma Kenny, and here's what she says. First off, be grateful. She says that if you have Instagram envy or Facebook envy or whatever, you're constantly looking at other people's lives and you wish that they were them. Instead of focusing on that, be grateful for the things that are in your life right now. And you have to make it a habit of being thankful.
That's a great idea.
And you know what? It might even be as simple as be like, oh, Lord, thank you for this cup of coffee.
Smells good, doesn't it?
You know what? It's a good start.
I know some people do gratitude journals to where each night you put, or in the morning when you wake up, you put a few things that you're thankful for.
Yeah. They say that if it motivates you, it's meaningful. But if it makes you feel bad, then you need to turn away. So it would be either put your phone down or unfollow somebody or whatever. So, for example, #Fitspo. If you are if you are truly motivated, oh, that's great. But if it pulls any negativity into your heart and mind, just stop.
So you should not be following them.
Don't follow them. So they say, no one likes this one, but stop scrolling. She says if you find yourself scrolling without intent, so you're not specifically looking at something or whatever, you're just...
That's the worst.
You need to stop doing that.
Some people, you can post a picture and check your comments and stuff, but then don't interact any other way.
Yeah. She says to think beyond the picture. And her example is that if you see Beyonce strutting, remember how many people it took to get her there.
Who's holding the fan? Who did the makeup? All that stuff.
She said, and that's actually her point. She says, imagine the team of people that were required to take that photograph. Imagine basically zooming the camera back and you see the makeup artist, the multiple photographers, the people who are lighting it, all these different things. And she said, think about the fact that, you don't have that. And they don't technically have it either. They're paying to make something like that happen. And then her last piece of advice, which I think is good, is just turn off your phone, which I know is tough, but just that's the idea. It's
take a break.
At some point, you just take a break. So she says that's the best way to combat Instagram /Facebook /Snapchat envy.
So whatever you've got, if it starts to bug you and it's not a good time anymore.
Right. When it stops being fun.
When it stops being fun, then maybe that's time to look at the list a little bit.
It's a good call.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then they're worse. They're always worse. It's The Riot on Radio U.
I do have incredibly good news. I don't know if you guys caught this yesterday or you, Nikki, but Netflix has finally heard us.
Woo! This is good news.
It's the best. Netflix is going to stop doing the auto previews.
Yes.
Now, you have to go into options and select it.
Sure.
Tell it you don't want them to do that. But that drives me insane.
It's a bit much.
You linger on anything And it's just like, let's roll the trailer.
In hopes that, and I mean, I understand why they would want you to maybe catch a glimpse and think, oh, I'm interested, and then go ahead and start watching it.
Yeah.
But it was annoying, especially if you were just trying to find something, or if you'd get up and go somewhere, come back, and you just left it on the screen.
Yeah. My thing with that is like, look, if I want to watch a trailer, just give me the option. Just like put a little link. That's something I really do like about Amazon Instant Video is that, and honestly, most services, but except for Netflix, where it's just like, hey, no matter how old that movie is, there's a trailer there. Like, so you can watch the trailer and see if you want to watch it or whatever. I really appreciate that. Netflix is just like, you're watching something.
You're watching the whole movie.
Right
Sit
now.
down. Sit down and don't touch anything.
Yeah, like this is happening.
Well,
like, just deal with it.
Maybe you guys are the exception, so feel free to text us and let us know. But most people I know did not enjoy when that feature started coming out, and they didn't like it.
Netflix says that many people find the previews useful.
Nope, that's a lie.
But you'll have to, get a load of that. You actually, if Engadget is reporting this correctly, you can't do it from the app. You will have to go online to your Netflix account.
Oh, that way?
And manage your profile settings.
All right. Well, we can do that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, it will only take me a minute. I've got my laptop right here.
If you think that can stop us, Netflix, you're absolutely wrong. We're just going to log in.
Best of luck on that.
Easy fix.
Don't worry, Netflix. I'm logging in right now.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
It is the Riot on Radio U.
So excited to introduce you to another new artist on Radio U.
So you've probably been hearing us talk about Hulvey, and you're like, who? What? Is that? And you've never met him before. Ladies and gentlemen, there he is.
Yay. Good
How
morning. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
So, bro, lay it out for us. You're in Georgia?
Atlanta.
Yeah. Atlanta, A-Town.
Okay, so, but do you live in a suburb or in a different city or what? Because I caught an interview with, like, your hometown paper.
Yeah, so I live in Marietta, which is kind of like, it's like outskirts of Atlanta, but I'm from Brunswick, Georgia, which is South Georgia. So that's probably the paper that you saw was from near Florida, but yeah.
Okay, so then how long have you, like, when did you move? Is that part of your career move or what?
Yeah, it was. So I moved to Atlanta at the top of 2019 in January, and that was a career move. God called me to make it. So, yeah, that was top of 2019 that I moved to Atlanta. So,
all right. So lay it out for us a little bit, because a lot of people here at Radio U don't know your story.
Hulvey is new.
Yeah, your EP just came out a couple of weeks ago, but back it up. How did you get started in hip-hop?
Yeah, so I was in middle school, and I remember my mom had played me Lecrae, like she had showed me like Lecrae, and so I looked it up and started playing like Lecrae songs and stuff. And then in middle school, obviously, like around that time, hip-hop started like at least infiltrating like where I was from in Brunswick. So, I mean, we were listening to Lil Wayne, Eminem, all that in middle school. So around that time, I started freestyling, like just having fun, battle rapping my friends, making fun of people and stuff like that. And then, yeah. So through that's kind of how I got introduced to like hip hop and hip hop culture. But in high school, I really started like actually writing and rapping, because there's this kid in my band class who had a notepad and he would write raps in it. And so when I seen him doing that, I wanted to do it too. So, from that point, I started really just writing. And then I started producing my own music and, recording my own music. And then,
well, hang on, let's stop there for a second. Like, you started producing your own music. We got people right now that are in their closet making their own music.
Writing tons and tons and tons of stuff.
So tell us about your home setup. Like, when you were making your music, where did you start?
Bro, I was in my bedroom, man. I had a mic, like I had like a USB mic, a laptop, and that's all I had. You know what I mean? A mic and a laptop.
So
and from there,
I was saying, what kind of software did you use? Because people, if they're working on it, what they use? Yeah,
so I started with Mixcraft, which is like a really low level software. But I started with Mixcraft, and I had a USB mic. So yeah, that's really it. Mixcraft and USB mic.
And
that's all I used.
The rest is history.
You'll now see Mixcraft like, hey, it's not that low. Or you'll get more and more people now wanting to try it.
It's not bad, but I had the low version. I had that really bad, like
the free one, the demo.
Yeah, like one of them really low basic joints. So yeah.
I get that.
This is Hulvey. His new song, Roller Coastin', is on Radio U, which you've been hearing, and everybody's been loving it.
So, Hulvey, you are signed to Reach Records. How'd you get that lucky?
Yeah. Man, it's crazy. Off the rip, honestly, man, I'd sent a demo when I was in college, freshman year in college, when I was 18, and the A&R was like, hey, man, I like these records. Like, keep sending me records. And this was through Twitter, so, like, it was a long shot. So really, like, over a span of around 2-3 years, like, I started building with the A&R. And then this year, Reach put Motions on their playlist, and they liked how it was performing. So, yeah, from there, it was like, it just made sense. It just made sense.
Was there a relief with signing to a label, or now do you feel like even more pressure? Like, does that pressure ever let up?
No, I think it's not. There's really not too much pressure. I'd say it's more so like there is just more expectations. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like with the platform, there's more expectations of performance. But for me, I think now that I'm like a little older than I was, I think it's a little easier for me to handle the pressure of it. Just because I've been like consistently like honing my craft. So now I'm very comfortable in my craft. It's more so just staying focused. So yeah, the pressure isn't really too much of a X factor. It's more so just knowing that, okay, these people have expectations of me. Like the fans have expectations of what they're going to get. And I might not always meet somebody's expectations. You know, I'm going to do what God's called me to do. So yeah.
Okay. Now, I realize this is the song that annoys artists or the question sometimes, but, you just put out an EP. What are you doing next? Like right now, what's your day-to-day? What are you working on?
Yeah, man. So I'm slowly like working on a full-length project, and just going hard at that, man, and just taking my time. So full-length album, no like timeline, no restraints or anything like that. Just really in the studio, just trying to keep creating, working with different producers, writing, all that stuff. So yeah, working on an album. Getting ready for like performing and stuff as well. I'm going to have to start crafting live sets. So that's kind of like where I'm at right now.
Awesome. Well, man, it has been really great to meet you. This is Hulvey.
The EP Prelude is out and then working towards a full length. But like I mentioned, people can request Roller Coastin' since that's on Radio U right now.
All right. Well, dude, thank you so much for hanging with us.
It's so nice to meet you. We're so happy for you. It seems like this has just been working out for you fantastically.
Yeah, it's been great. Thank y'all so much.
Are people really still listening to The Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
As you're all no doubt aware, at some point in the near future, I will be leaving to take over for Space Force.
Of course.
Because there isn't anyone that is more kind of qualified than me. It's not that I know how to run a military, it's that I have vision for Space Force.
You do.
It's not the same thing. And so I'll have somebody that handles the day-to-day, but I'm the idea guy. I'm the big picture guy, you know?
Not the details.
No.
Just the big picture.
Big picture guy. And which is why, obviously, I'm going to be taking Nikki with me. She's the detail-oriented person. But also...
You're going to take me kicking and screaming.
Well...
Because I don't want to join Space Force.
Here's the deal. Christina Coach, she just returned to...
she was the astronaut?
To Earth. She completed the first all-female spacewalk with Jessica Meir, her fellow astronaut, and...
She was up there for a long time.
She set a record, Dickie.
Yeah.
328 days in space.
Thank you. No, thank you.
The gauntlet has been thrown. The gauntlet has been thrown.
You know, when I first read the article, I thought I didn't really care much about it, but I watched the video of her when she got back and, you know, they're opening up her space suit and stuff. And just the look of like, you're here, you're back. It's fresh air. It was just amazing. And I thought, well, that is very impressive what she did.
She's very excited.
I don't want to do it, but that's very impressive for her.
That's right. You're not going to do it. You're going to do more.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I want
you
to
are,
stay
Nikki.
in space.
Yes, you are.
That's the worst.
I'm not asking. I'm telling.
You don't get to tell me what to do.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Nikki, I'm the Space Force commander.
You're not.
And
where's your badge?
You're the executive. I didn't wear it in here today.
Where's your card? Where's your anything showing that you actually are?
We're so new. We haven't done those things yet. Like, I got a graphic design guy right now working on our cards.
The moment I'd start yelling that I want to go home is the second you put me in the space thing. The shuttle, I'm not going up.
Here's the thing, Nikki. In space, no one can hear you scream.
They will. They'll be like, what's that noise?
We're like,
over the rockets.
Don't worry. She's in there. As soon as
she's so excited. She's screaming with excitement.
She can't let it go. We had to bring twice as much oxygen just to feed that.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
So this is where we're headed.
You know the feed where they're like, oh, here's in the shuttle as you take off and everybody can watch like what's going on. Just the nastiness that's going to come out of me that I'll apologize for later, but I'm not going.
We're going to have to put the feed on a delay because the FCC won't allow those kinds of things on the public airwaves.
I don't want to go. And I wouldn't want to go for that long. That's a long time.
Nikki, you don't have to go. Just step into this room over here and we'll make sure that nothing happens.
No.
Just
I
right
have
through.
A voice too. I don't want to.
Right through. It looks like a porthole. You just go right through there.
No, you'll be safe in there. No, it's not a rocket. It's fine.
It's no problem.
But amazing for her. I mean, that was super cool to see the video of it.
Yeah,
but
it's awesome.
I would not want to take away that record from her.
328 days in space. A line has been drawn. A record has been set.
If you're into that, and
Nikki is going to break that record, and I'm excited.
That's a goal, then go after it.
I am excited.
No.
So congratulations.
Do I have to be awake for it all, or all those days?
I mean, she probably slept too. Do you know, Nikki, they say that weightlessness gives you a sense of euphoria.
You'd be happy in space?
What I'm saying is you would go up there and you'd just be like, why did I ever fight this? Gravity used to weigh me down.
Are you up there in space too?
You mean now?
No, like when I have to go, if I do, are you up there too?
We'll do the show from up there on the little space treadmills. It's going to be great.
All right.
I'm excited about it.
Well, thanks for telling us about her. Again, way to go for what she did. That was an amazing accomplishment. That's awesome for her.
You're welcome, Nikki. You're doing great. And I just want you to know on behalf of the rest of Space Force,
excited to have
we're excited to have you
aboard, right?
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
We were going to do our food fight now, but I came in and dropped one of the cans.
Well, I mean, we just need one more song to get things prepared. I'm not thirsty yet, so it's really me if you want to blame me.
It's fine. I'm good at carrying things. Actually, I am probably one of the least coordinated people you've ever seen. It's borderline diagnosable.
I don't know.
It's not far enough.
Like you're not tripping and stuff.
Not that you know about.
Is it just mostly you drop things?
Everything.
Everything?
So, like, imagine that I'm 3 feet from a waste basket and I have some trash to throw away.
Yeah.
Now, imagine that no one could miss that shot.
It's one of those.
Listen to the sound of that item clattering to the floor.
Is it your depth perception that's off then? Because that could be a thing for some people.
Well, imagine I walk in carrying 2 cans and I go to set them on the table.
Your perception of the desk, though, maybe that was
I
it.
throw one of them down, seemingly for no reason whatsoever. I claim that I did this on purpose, and yet it was an accident.
So we're going to try the Coke Freestyle, or what is it? The Coke energy drinks?
Yeah, they're Coke's new energy drinks.
Okay, so one's cherry and one's just like, they're both Coke Zero.
If I can grab the one I didn't throw.
Be careful with it.
Yeah, they are 0 sugar Coca Cola energy drinks. They've got guarana, B vitamins, and caffeine.
All the fun stuff.
We've got 0 sugar Coke and then 0 sugar cherry Coke.
Those will be the good ones to try.
Man, I'll tell you what, just keep listening because after this, the show's going to get real good.
Not to toot our own show horn, but, it's pretty good, guys. You guys got it lucky, don't you?
Come on.
Nowhere else are you getting this sort of show excellence.
Pretty exciting.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by 2 people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Big stretch. Isn't this the right time to have the energy drink?
I need this, Nikki. I need this, okay?
I can't do the rest of the day if I don't have my drinks.
If I don't have a little something to pick me up, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish the show.
So basically, Coca Cola has come out with their energy drink. So they have the Coca Cola Energy, the Zero Sugar, the Cherry, and the Zero Sugar Cherry one. So these are the new.
Well, that all just ran together.
Did it? Okay, basically they have two versions.
Sugar, energy.
And then now they have the zero versions too, which that's the ones we picked up. We don't want the sugar.
Yeah,
to mix with all the other sugar
the
we're
caffeine,
having.
the B vitamins, the guarana. But the sugar's just a step too far. You know what I'm saying?
So for a more casual Riot food fight, these are the new energy drinks. Which one do you want to try first?
Like I've got the regular Coke or the zero sugar Coke energy.
You want to try that one first?
I'm giving it a whiff. Okay,
there's that
crazy?
Zero sugar taste smell.
Do you smell some bubble gum?
No, I think that's the cherry one. I think the cherry one is just...
this is not cherry.
It's in the room.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
It's not like it's sealed anymore.
All right, well, let's go with the plain.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is not good.
I just don't like Coke's zero stuff.
Gosh.
I'm not really a huge fan of that.
What is that?
Well, it's Coca Cola Energy, and they're so excited. There's something in the back, like it's right in the back of your tongue that stays there.
It tastes like I'm full disclosure, not a huge fan of Coke Zero either. Or excuse me, Zero Sugar Coke.
Sure.
I love how they keep rebranding things like Mountain Dew Zero. Look, it's Diet Mountain Dew. It's the same stuff.
This is just Diet Coke, but made to taste more like regular.
I just think I don't like that.
So that's a pass on that.
Yeah, I mean, I would. It just tastes like the flattest Coke you've ever had. But then also there's some bitterness in it.
Oh, there's something.
And something I can't identify. I can't identify it.
Maybe the cherry will cover it all.
Oh, that's the hope.
And we talked about when we were opening it, it's that classic straight out of a bottle of medicine sort of smell that it has.
I'll say this, it smells better than the other one does.
That's true. All right, we'll see if it tastes better. This is the Zero Sugar Cherry Coke energy drink.
Okay.
Woo! Woo! It's in there.
That's a weird one, guys.
Woo! It's not tart, but it's something.
All right. To be clear,
wow,
I would take this.
Oh, it's way better than the first one.
Over that.
What's that? It's got a zip to it, and I don't know if it's a positive zip or a negative.
That's palatable. Like if you I could. I mean, I'd have to be in a rough spot.
And but when you're tired,
I could drink that.
When you're tired, what are you in? You're in a rough spot.
Yeah,
maybe they're counting on that.
You know what's better than this? Well, but they're not sugar-free, so that's why. Never mind.
What's better than them?
Well, I was thinking about those Mountain Dew, the Mountain Dew energy drinks, the Game Fuels, or like whatever those are, those black cans. That stuff's good.
That's
I'll tell you what,
candy.
That'll get you woke.
See, that's super, super candy tasting. They're still trying to rely on it being like a Coke Zero.
I don't know. This cherry one's not bad.
Is it growing on you?
Yeah, it is. I'll finish that can.
You may have the bottle.
I'll take care of it.
You can have all that, but you don't like it compared to the, like the normal energy drink. You don't like that.
Going back in for the regular.
Maybe if you mix them together, it'll be fine. How much caffeine's in this thing?
I don't know.
Like how much energy? Is it your one serving of energy that you're supposed to have?
I don't know. I guess now that my palate's kind of been adjusted, the regulars,
adjusted,
it's not
torn down.
Since we've lowered the bar so unbelievably low that I'm tripping on it now.
Excuse whatever taste that was in the beginning. We can't just settle. You're settling.
The cherry one's much better.
Sure.
Much better.
So that's the Coca Cola energy drinks, the zero sugar one and the zero sugar cherry.
Yeah. Okay. You know what I had the other day? I can't even remember what the company is, but I had the cotton candy energy drink.
The Bangs?
Yeah,
that's everybody's favorite.
That was like a zero sugar, whatever. I don't even like cotton candy. That was so good.
That's an energy drink.
It has 300 micrograms or milligrams of caffeine.
Don't look at
that's
cotton
like
candy.
6 cups of coffee.
Change the word caffeine for cotton candy, and it's not so bad.
All right. Well, all right. There you go. Go if you get a chance, get cherry.
If you have to.
I mean, there. That's our power tip for today.
Worst of the Riot. podcast.
Let's see. Some text messages coming in about these energy drinks, Nikki.
Basically, everybody's telling us now the other flavors of all the other companies of energy drinks that they prefer.
Dude.
And it's Bang or Rain. Those are the two.
They're so good. Have you had them?
No, I've not. Well, I've had some Bang, but not Rain.
I'll just tell you that I'm not an energy drink guy. Like, it's not my scene. Like, I feel like between coffee and soda,
You get enough.
That's enough. I don't need to introduce something
Another
else.
layer?
I don't need to. Every once in a while, if things get real bad, there can be a 5-hour energy involved. Like, that happens from time to time. But even that is like pulling the ripcord.
It's an emergency situation. Yeah. Well, Hardy was saying he likes the apple crisp Bang. He said it's great. It's not as sweet as like the rainbow flavors, but
Rainbow
it's good.
Unicorn.
Not as sweet as that. And Dan enjoys Rain Orange Dreamsicle.
I want that. I'm going to have to try that.
So they sell those. Like I was telling him, I see the party pack of those at Costco.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but it looks good.
That sounds delicious. Orange Dreamsicle? I want to have a dream.
You just want an orange dreamsicle, and you don't care how you get it. Whichever form, throw caffeine in it.
Hang on. Is that wrong?
No, it's not.
Because I feel like you're dreamsicle shaming me right now.
No, not at all. That's the flavor. You really want that.
Okay.
I get those Zip Fizzes. I really like those. And they have an orange flavor that's like dreamsicle.
What's a Zip Fizz?
It's the things I put sometimes in bottled water, and then you shake it up.
Okay, but what's in it?
Well,
Is it vitamins and minerals?
Your daily vitamins. It's probably like one serving of caffeine, and that's about it.
Zip Fizz. Zip Fizz.
But again, like everything else we have, they're so expensive. Like all those little energy things are so much money.
I must try this Rain Dream. No, Pop.
The Rain one?
I'm getting that. I'm going to find that. I may even find that today.
Yay.
If you want to know the truth, I have to work something tomorrow.
You might even have it then, too.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that right there might be a really good, like, pre-event.
It's your pregame.
It's my pre-workout, but I'm not working out.
Well, I mean, you are. You're just not like a traditional workout.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you should just try that.
That's a big fat maybe.
The whining, the loathing, the insightful commentary on postmodern historical doctrine. Okay, maybe not the last one. You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
You know, we were talking about the Kobe Bryant Public Memorial. They've announced it's going to be at the Staples Center on February 24th in L.A. A lot of people texting and calling, you know, as we're talking about it. But one of the things that I thought was this, you know, for me, and again, like I'm not trolling here. I'm just being honest. You know, the death of Kobe Bryant I see as tragic, but it does not reach really far into my own personal sphere because, you know, I'm not a big NBA guy. I didn't follow him. I don't know that much about him. And so I find myself questioning who in my own life that is I'm not personally connected to would I go and attend their memorial. They didn't know me. I didn't know them, but I knew them through a book they wrote or Twitter or like whatever it was that was for me. And here's the thing I started thinking about is that in our own life, I want you to know that there are a lot of people out there that we are inspired by us, that we love them, but they never know us ever. And I'll tell you this right now. God loves you so much that this sounds dumb, but think about it. He would come to your memorial. He would show up for you. But you know what? God doesn't want the kind of relationship where he hears about you from other people or you hear about him from other people. He doesn't want it to be you guys followed each other on Twitter, but you never met in person. He doesn't want that kind of relationship with you. God wants the kind of relationship with you where he's in the car with you every day. He's there at home with you. He's like my little bedside clock that's spying on me now. You know, it's there for me when I go to bed. It's there for me when I get up. God wants to be personally connected with you where you are right now. Not somebody that, you know, again, that you see and you're inspired by and you love, but you never got to meet. That is not the kind of relationship that God wants to have with you. He wants something that is personal and real where the two of you are together all the time. I'm not talking about religion. I'm not talking about once a week you go to a thing. I'm talking about you and God day to day, moment to moment. If you want that kind of relationship with God, don't settle for anything less than that. Just say, Jesus, I want that. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your spirit. I want to have a relationship with you. I want you to show me how to live. And man, God is with you all the time, no matter what. And I'll just tell you, for the two of you, there will be no memorial service, because even when your life here is over, you're going to be with him forever, period.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Nikki, do you still have strong feelings about Keanu Reeves?
Meaning, like, is he like super amazing, like the Keanu was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I think he's a very nice guy.
As far as you're concerned, the Keanu is not past tense. Like, it's ongoing.
It's different,
the
though.
Keanu is still continuing, or have we reached the other side?
No, it's different, though. And so I don't know if this is off from what other Keanu people are, but I think he can do wrong. There's lots of movie roles I don't like him in.
Sure.
I really just like John Wick and a few other things. So it's a specific Keanu.
How do you feel about Bill and Ted?
I don't know if I remember it. I think it's on Netflix, isn't it? And there was one or two of them.
I don't know.
And all I remember was something with time travel, wasn't it?
Yeah. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Okay, those were the two?
Yeah.
I know they filmed a third one.
Okay, I didn't realize.
Well, when you follow Keanu, you would know that.
Okay, and I don't.
And you would seen pictures.
Not only is it like it's done, it's out this summer.
Yeah, it's finished.
I had no idea. So in the middle of that, you know what else I learned?
What?
Yesterday, they started filming The Matrix 4.
They were supposed to come out like the same weekend. Do you remember that?
No. It's John Wick 3 and The Matrix 4.
That's it. Okay.
That are supposed to be out the same weekend.
But John Wick 4 is that out now next year, or is that also out this year?
I don't remember.
I think the Bill and Ted thing's coming earlier.
No, the Bill and Ted thing is this summer.
It is this summer.
Like, we won't see John Wick 3 or The Matrix 4. I'll bet you we have 2 years on those.
Probably. They got to space it out.
I'll bet that'll be summer, like 2022.
Because everybody was like, why would you put both the movies on the same weekend?
It is not a good choice.
It's a little too much.
Not a good choice.
I think I need to go find the Bill and Ted stuff and watch it to see if I'd be interested in the third one.
Well, the only thing, though, is that okay, we don't know, but I'm going to speculate that they have to have, on some level, updated it. Like, they're gonna, you know what I mean?
Oh, sure.
And it's interesting. Like, it's going to be about them, their kids, and some other historical figures, and et cetera, et cetera.
The most that I heard about it was actually when, right before the Super Bowl, they were trending because they thought the band that they play in, it's like
Wild Stallions?
Yeah, they wanted next year. So like the next Super Bowl, everybody thought, they should totally have Wild Stallions come out and do something during the halftime show.
That would have been a great promotion.
So that was something.
That probably would have cost more than the movie cost.
Probably itself, sure.
You know what? All of this came from the movie that's coming out this summer. They traveled through time in a phone booth, like old school phone booth. And lo and behold, you can buy one of those.
A phone booth?
You can buy a phone booth that is a Bill and Ted, like, replica phone booth that you hit the button and this little thing pops out of the top that's supposed to let you travel through time.
Is it like life size? Or?
Oh, yeah.
Well, how much are you spending on that?
$8,495.
No, thank you.
I don't know, Nikki.
For the person who has everything. And retro is so in. So like a phone booth, would that be back in?
Yeah, but okay. Here's my parting thought on this. Is we are reaching a point where $8,500 for a phone is going to seem perfectly reasonable.
I hope we don't get to that point.
Hey, look, the iPhone 13 is only $8,500.
Or you spend like $600 or $700 a month on it, whichever you want.
Seems perfectly reasonable to me.
So this phone actually works?
They say it does.
Is it a payphone?
Yeah.
Where do you put this thing? If you put it in your home, does it mean you have to have home phone?
It actually does. It says payphone retrofitted for VoIP or landline service.
Because then it'd be like, whenever your internet provider tries to get you to add more stuff to your thing.
Just saying,
I bought the Bill and Ted phone booth, so I have to get one of these.
Yeah, you're not going to believe this, but I'm ready to bundle.
I'm ready to bundle.
I'm finally ready.
I spent all this money on this thing. You'd have to be a real fan and really wealthy.
Or
like a casino who buys it to put it in like the corner or like a restaurant place, one of those.
Yeah. I don't know, Nikki. I see that in the near future, I see you saying, well, I'm taking my mom's upgrade and it's only $8,500. We're part of a business plan.
Maybe will happen one day. You don't want to say no, but that's a lot of money.
Thanks for listening to the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Oh no! I missed it! Do it again!
You can hear us live every day on the RadioU network through the RadioU app or at riot.radiou.com.
I should thoughtfully evaluate this.